YouTube now is basically just turned into people reacting to people react to other content that people are reacting to.
All right.
Do you know where your children are?
But all right, next up, I wanted to check out. Obviously, I know that we're on Twitch here, so I'm going to be putting this on YouTube. My chat function is not working, so you won't be able to see the people in the chat. But if there's some cool comments, whatever, I'll bring them up. But I wanted to watch my dude Nick's video here about reaction channels. Okay,
People just like to watch other people watch things and give their thoughts.
true. Yeah, I've always enjoyed reaction channels.
Reaction videos obviously are nothing new. People have been doing them for a long time in
Yes.
the non-music, non-metal scene, where it's just people watching gameplay footage or meme videos or announcements or something like that.
Yeah.
And kind of giving their take on it and their perspective.
Right.
That has now transitioned to music a lot with the recent years, and it's interesting to see how people are either very accepting of it or absolutely despise it. I like to think.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of weird, if I'm being totally honest with you. I guess, at Midnight, thank you for the follow. I can understand, obviously I can understand liking them, right? But there are some people who are very negatively against them, and that's kind of weird to me. I don't know, I don't like black metal, but I'm not out here black metal is the worst thing ever, unsolicited, right? If somebody asks me, okay, but it's I don't really understand. There is a lot of hatred for it, and it's kind of weird to me. Otana says in the chat here, I like the act of sharing things I enjoy. Reaction channels are kind of a way to make that into content. Exactly, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Think of reaction videos as basically giving the person watching the same feeling that they get when they find a really funny meme online and they share it with their friend, or they listen to an awesome song and same thing. They're like, hey, dude, you got to hear this. This is a banger. And seeing what, their friend says and how they react to it, you kind of seem to get that same enjoyment from just watching a reaction video. And it seems to...
Yeah, I think to me, a reaction, but what it does is it's like a sense of camaraderie, because the style of music that we listen to is already super niche. And so, for example, I have one friend in real life who likes this music, right? It kind of gets, you kind of want to experience it with other people, that's why you have all these different ways of connecting with people online, groups and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's really the main part of it, is you just kind of want to go and be like, hey man, I just want to see how this person feels about the song that I also enjoy.
Really connect with people nowadays more than anything else. There's a lot of pros that come with reaction videos in all scenes, and especially the music scene. It's number one, of course, just promotion a lot of the time, or indirect marketing of a specific niche or specific types of content that might otherwise not get that coverage from big media sources.
Yeah, let's call a spade, dude. Okay, a lot of these media outlets, how many people, I know that the chat won't pop up on the screen, but how many of y'all wake up in the morning and you're like, all right, let's do it. Let's read Metal Injection. Not a lot. I mean, I know that some people will pass by it, or they'll see an article shared on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but nobody's going out to these websites to read them. And the lower tier outlets, the outlets that are starting, whatever, nobody's reading them. And so reaction channels allow for not only that camaraderie that you get enjoying the song with the other person, but then what happens is that once you have that camaraderie with the person that you're watching, and you like their opinions on music, and then you see them react to something that you have not heard yet before. You're like, man, this guy really has similar opinions as me. I'm going to go check this out. Chances are I might like it. And that's a fan potentially right there, as opposed to, you know, metal R Us, you know, dot net or whatever. Like it's a lot better.
Or blogs.
Watching is better than reading. Yes,
just
exactly.
Being this very
enslaved angels,
easily consumable thing that is relatable for people. You know, people don't feel as though they're watching something alone anymore. They can always almost bank on someone else reacting to that content, and then they can go and watch that content with that person and their perspective and their funny, stupid, whatever, witty commentary.
Yeah.
That adds value to the actual original content. And that person is then acting as the tastemaker, or basically the curator of content for everyone following. So the people following don't have to spend hours on end trying to know where to get all the, you know, new tracks from, where to get all the news from.
Yeah, because I mean, it's pretty tough to like figure out like you have your favorite bands, right? But then beyond that, like there's not that many resources to like find. Like Spotify has like the playlists and stuff like that, which are cool. But I feel like reaction channels are probably one of, if not the best way to like find that new band. And again, it goes back to what I said. You watch a react and you're like, man, this guy liked the same song as me. And hey, I like what he had to say, or I like that he jumps up and down. You know, I like that, you know, whatever the guy does in the video. And then you find more bands that way. You follow them on the social media or whatever, and then they release more music, and then it's a nice cycle.
Where to get all this information? They can just follow a person on YouTube, hit subscribe, and have that, you know, first notice whenever they really need. Now, over the years, this has become a lot more popular in the music realm of things, and that's come with a lot of good and bad. You know, of course, there's not really a high entry to barrier to doing a reaction video.
No.
You sit there with a camera. I mean, you can use an iPhone now that has been released within the past 5 years and have like 4K, which is insane. You just turn it on, hit record, and talk while you watch something, which makes it so there's a lot of people doing it and trying it and spreading ideas and spreading music, but also there's a lot of people doing it, which...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of channels out there, but I think that it kind of just goes back to even just personal taste in music. There's a lot of metalcore out there. Some is better than others, but even some of the stuff that you may not like, other people are gonna like. You know, there might be some channels out there that no one gives a shit about, but you know, it might be your favorite channel. I think that the burden is then put on the person, you know, doing the content to make you invested into them. And yeah, they may not be good at it right away. They may have 53 subscribers, and you know, they may be in like their laundry room sitting on the washing machine. But you know, hopefully they get better. And if not, you know, you dictate where the content goes based off of your viewing and watching habits.
You know, it makes it hard for people to stand out. It makes it hard for people to understand, you know, where the places that as a consumer they can find the content that they really want, because there's...
I hate to pause it again, but yeah, Zombie in the chat. Yeah, watch reactions. It makes it fun to discover new music. I don't have people in my life that like metal music. Exactly, and that's what makes it really cool. Is that it's like wow, there's other people that like freaking Amur. Oh my god.
There's so many content creators trying to do this stuff now. I actually started doing reactions a couple years ago as a joke.
That's true, he did.
I didn't get the appeal initially, but I saw other people were doing it. It looked kind of fun, and I was like, all right, like let's try it. And I ended up really liking it as just a different avenue of expression, and is basically as sharing new music. And people seem to enjoy, number one, the kind of curation that I was already doing when I was doing guitar covers, and the type of bands and music I would find that perhaps they wouldn't, and just bring it all together to help them discover bands. But also just kind of the unfiltered personality and stupidness I would just bring from just talking naturally, which I guess a lot of people could relate to. And that's why they continue to watch videos like that. And I get asked all the time, even though I mainly do like reactions to music related things, you know, how do you grow? How do you stand out? You have to bring something unique, an expertise. I remember, for example.
Yeah, you have, that's the key. That's what makes you stand out. Like for me, I guess my only expertise is that I was in a band, right? So I put on like my video, you know, metal vocalist reacts. But, and you know, the thing with Nik too, Nik is obviously obviously like super, he's the man. Okay, Nik is the man. And also the thing that, you know, because guitar covers in and of themselves, like, all right, like whatever. But what was unique about Nik in the guitar cover world? The dude covered the song in 6 seconds. I mean, that was his thing. So you need to find your own niche or avenue that'll make you stand out. That like when people search up like a, you know, the Lorna Shore to the Hellfire reaction, they see it titled like, oh, wait, an opera singer's reacting to it? I gotta check that out, you know?
Watching Doctor reacts to House.
Yes.
Like, I was like,
I love those videos.
Came out, I was like, I am stoked. I want to see a doctor's perspective on this medical show that I know very well. It makes it exciting. It adds this whole other layer and element of content to content. And that's been something that's now been popularized. You'll see, oh God, you'll see everything. Of course, metal musician reacts, guitarist reacts, a tour manager reacts, vocal coach reacts, opera vocal coach reacts, drummer reacts, gig guy reacts, mom reacts. Like, it's an endless thing of insert something reacts, which is why you also, you know, got to keep innovating and trying new things to make you stand out. YouTube now is basically just turned into people reacting to people react to other content that people are reacting to.
All right. Listen, I'm just reacting. I'm just reacting to a video, and then, hey, I wonder if Nik will react to this, you know?
And it's less about, I guess, making specific original content, because you can just react to it. I mean, I've seen reaction videos get more views than the original content video many times. I see
yeah, I mean, just to kind of put this in perspective, I put the video up of me reacting to Nik reacting to the new song. And on YouTube, for those of you in the chat that have YouTube channels, they rank your top videos compared to the last 10 within the last 30 days. That video ranked at number 2, which is good. Obviously, you know, the higher the better. The only thing higher than that was the actual music video to the song itself. But all I did was just react to Nik's reaction of the song, and it ranked that high.
A lot of people just being like, I want to do reactions because they're popular, and going for it and trying and grinding and expecting just because they're sitting there watching something that it's an auto win. Just you know, plugging their 50,000 merch items at the start, saying subscribe, watching something, and then at the end saying, oh, nice, bye. You know, it's that doesn't add any value to the content. But if you're reacting to something in music, you know, you're limiting yourself already to how much the content you're reacting to is already a lot of the time appealing to people. So if all you do is just sit there and watch content, whether it's a song or whatnot, people will still click on it if it's a popular song. Yeah. You know, you're going to be able to, I guess, piggyback off the SEO in YouTube off that song. But you're going to be limited to how far you can take that. And something that I had a lot of problems with, which is why I started diversifying my content, is you're always limited by the music industry and the scene. So if just no music comes out one week that you want to do anything with, you have no content.
That's true. Although, recently we have been getting like a ton of music. And I think part of it is obviously, a lot of people held stuff back during the pandemic. But I think that it'll eventually even out. And that'll be interesting to see what happens.
Because there's so many people doing this reaction meta in both the music side of things and just in general YouTube, there's a lot of just fluff and just, kind of not the best content and best videos, and people just sitting there expecting to get views because, they see other people getting views from doing it. So I guess in conclusion, there's been a lot of good that's come from reaction videos and definitely some bad. And, it definitely has created a lack of content or original content over the last few years.
The problem is listen, this is a kind of probably a deeper kind of issue, but here's the thing. If I made a new channel doing all original content, sure, there's probably more integrity with that. But the time it would take me to get to 1,000 subscribers versus if I just did reaction videos is way longer. Like way longer. Because with reaction videos, again, it's just there's already like a kind of like I know what I'm kind of getting into this content with. And then also you run the risk too, if you have your own original content just starting out, people are gonna be like, why would I watch this guy? He has no subscribers. It's almost like it's almost like the it's almost like the numbers dictate how like valid your opinion is or like how valuable your content is. Because like if somebody with the same original content video uploads it with 20 subscribers, whatever, but if somebody with 1 million subscribers uploads that same video, it'll be a lot more taken seriously. Not even just views wise, right? But I just mean in the context of taking it seriously. That's kind of my point.
But I'm excited to kind of see where it goes. So I just can't wait for reactions to finally transcend where someone is reacting to a reaction of a reaction that is reacting to another reaction.
I will do that. I mean, listen, aside from reactions, your tier list videos are very entertaining. Yeah, like, see, that kind of stuff is fun. And, like, that stuff doesn't really take, a lot of work, per se. I enjoy talking. So, like, I can do that kind of stuff. I like doing the reactions. I enjoy talking. But part of it, too, is, like, life is just busy. And, like, trying to, like, come up with original content ideas. Like, I do it, like, when I can. And I always will. Like, if I have a cool idea, like, I'll do it. Like, I'm not afraid of that. But just in general, I enjoy doing reactions. I enjoy doing the tier videos because they're fun. They're easier to do. And I know that a lot of this stuff is kind of stemmed from Finn's comments. I'm not saying that, obviously Nick didn't bring up Finn at all in this video. But, Finn said that 99% of reaction content is trash, and that's his opinion. It is what it is. I mean, we can get mad at him for it, but again, it's just his opinion. He's one guy. Yeah, he's influential. He's got a large platform. But I guarantee it's not like the guy's going to be like, hey, listen, all this stuff is trash, and then all, 350,000 subscribers are going to be like, I agree, never watch reaction channels again. I guarantee the majority of his subscribers watch reaction channels, so it's just one man's opinion, and it is what it is. Also, there is kind of shit like reacting to a trend, and you get 500,000 views in a day, and then you do anything else, you get 30. Exactly, yeah. I could tell you there are some certain artists or bands that you have that I would highly recommend not reacting to. There are certain ones that I would just be like, just don't do it. It's setting you up for failure, because there are certain fan bases that are, well, weird. I mean, I'll just put it that way. Like Nightwish, Elite Bata, just stay away. I take Finn with a lot of salt. He seems to have a genuinely odd taste in music. Yeah, I just think, it's just his opinion. But also, think about it this way, though, right? You probably, I mean, looking at all the reaction channels that are on YouTube, like, all of them. I mean, how many do you think, like, there are? There's probably, I can't even begin to guess. And you probably, like, you guys there in the chat, I mean, you probably watch, 5 to 10 reaction channels? That might only be 1%. Of the total video channels out there. There's got to be a ton. Yeah, let's do some quick maths here, okay? So if you watch 10 channels, and let's say there's, I don't know, 5,000 reaction channels, that's 0.002%. So, that's just the way that it is what it is, I love dozens of reaction channels. There are some that have such small followings but are so wholesome, and yeah, and I think that's really cool. There's different tastes for everybody, but still, I think that you could watch 50. You could have your subscriber feed, and you could watch 50 reaction channels like on a regular basis. It's probably still closer to 1%, for sure. But yeah, no, good video from Nik. He's the man. I love that. I love that guy. I love this guy.